Hey there! Welcome to Sneaking in the Green Room. I'm your host, Andrew Kushner, and each week I get the pleasure of sitting down with some of Portland's funniest comedians. Hell, let's be honest, these are some of the country's funniest comedians. And today, I got a treat. Sitting in the studio with me, I don't know what he's doing, Curtis Cook, who's just been dominating mics all over the city. Man, doing big things, Curtis. Thanks for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, my pleasure.
Thank you for making me sound so impressive.
You are impressive, man. And not only that, a beautiful man.
Oh.
Just gorgeous. I mean, look at this, like a model. I'm not worthy. But yeah, how's life treating you?
Life's good. I'm excited to be doing the show, hanging out.
Man, does your agent know you're here? Because I don't think they would be very happy about
That's
it.
probably okay.
All right. Hey, no one's going to see this anymore, so don't feel bad. So yeah, pretty much this show is a free form. We have no censorship. You can say whatever you want to an extent.
Oh, wow, okay.
To an extent.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't have you say any negative things towards the little people, just because I'm dating a dwarf right now.
Are you?
So yeah. So that's off the table. Other than that, you can go at anyone.
And this
Well,
is...
she's like 4'8", so she's not really a dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the same woman with the two?
No, this is a different one.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Anyway, yeah, this train just got derailed. So Curtis, let's talk about you. This is about you. Where are you from? Where were you born?
I'm from Ohio. I grew up in Auburn Township. It's a small town about 45 minutes to an hour outside of Cleveland.
Township, man. It was a very religious town.
I guess probably pretty Christian leaning. I don't know. I wasn't really involved with anything like that.
Gotcha. How was your life growing up? I mean, were you a happy kid? Were you depressed? Did you start fires?
No fires, luckily. I guess. I don't know. Wow. Childhood.
Uh-oh.
It was good. I mean, it was I was a happy kid in happy situations. Pretty neurotic. That is gradually fading over time. I think I'm aging into being appropriate.
Don't worry, it'll come back.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Yeah, it returns.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I feel myself just heading closer and closer to senility.
Really?
What? Yeah.
39?
39.
Yeah, already.
I just had carpal tunnel surgery on both wrists. I am like a mess.
Wow.
Yeah, bad genetics. It's rough. But again, not about me. This is about you. So, I mean, did you have any love for comedy? Did you ever watch any comedians growing up that you remember as a young child?
Yeah, growing up, I know I really knew I wanted to be a stand-up, but I didn't know how you did it. I thought you just kind of walked around being funny until someone gave you a sitcom, and then if your sitcom went well enough, people would go and see you do comedy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is not at all how it goes.
No. I mean, it's been working out. I mean, it seems like you're making some moves. I see you on the biggest shows here in Portland. So you've done it. You've found out how to become a comedian. It seems like.
Yeah, I've had a nice time since I've been here. It's been the comedy here has been really welcoming and a lot of fun.
Hey, it's always nice to give a plug to the city or anything. And so, when did stand-up comedy become a real thing for you? When was the first time you actually got on a stage?
The first time I ever did stand-up was I was in the 8th grade, and they had this career project where you had to research a career you were interested in, and then you either had to make like a 3-piece poster board and present it to parents and students, or you had to do some kind of a performance or a presentation. So I did a bunch of time researching stand-up and what little I was allowed to watch in the 8th grade, and then perform to...
It blows my mind. Like, I'm thinking the kids were like, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut, and I want to be a lawyer, and I want to be a joke teller.
That's
and you're sitting there with like
a
a little cup of whiskey. What was on the picture? Was it like fast food in one corner?
Yeah, just bad living.
Guy crying in a corner.
Pictures of speedballs.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know that well. That's a little too much info. We'll get into that in another episode. Hell, that's good stuff. So 14, you've got a poster board. You're following the footsteps of. Oh, you weren't allowed to watch like Eddie Murphy. So,
No.
like, who was allowed to watch? Like, Bob Newhart or something?
Bob Newhart, Bob Hope.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Abbott and Costello, Jerry Lewis.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, I think those people are very important, but it's not a lot now that I'm looking back.
Funny that you brought up Jerry Lewis. I had a guy recently, I do a joke where I tell people I have a Judas face.
A Judas face.
I had a guy come up to me telling me I have a face that looks like Judas. I don't know how he knew what he looked like, but either way, I had another guy recently tell me that I reminded them of Jerry Lewis's face, who also has a Judas face. The guy said it's because I had a face he wanted to punch. I thought about it, like Jerry Lewis has a real punchable face. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why again. This became about me all the time. I just switch it over.
I guess, is Judas in that, the dinner, the Last Supper, is he in that one?
I have no idea. I've never seen a picture of him. I just imagine it's got to be this face right here. I mean, let's be honest. My whole life, I thought my downfall was my less than desirable personality. No, turns out Judas face. Yeah. Anyway, that's for the stage. You can come watch me at open mics, and yeah, I'll throw that joke out there.
Is it okay if I drink from this?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, it has a Burger King logo. No, you're fine. You're fine. This is completely what do they call it? Non-profit television.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to make money. I can get free food. So nice. Burger King, you want to bring me Whoppers or whatever you do? Some of those freaking paper hats that give you paper cuts on your skull when you're a kid.
Yeah, from the crowns.
Yeah, the crowns. Oh man, they'd always become wet and fall apart. I don't know what I was doing, going swimming with them or something. Okay, again, my ADD has just ran this away. So comedy.
That's good.
Let's get back here. So you're in Cleveland. You're 14. You just did a huge thing on comedy. So were you doing open mics after that? Were you hitting the scene hard?
No, I didn't do it again for many more years. It wasn't until I was almost done with college that I figured out what an open mic was and started going back to it.
And you started hitting them in Cleveland area?
Yeah, I would go. I was in college at the time, and I would drive from the campus to the Cleveland area maybe, if I was lucky, twice a week with school and work.
Where'd you go to college?
I was at Oberlin College.
Oberlin, man. They got a big football program there?
They had Heisman coach there. They were the last in-state football team to beat OSU.
I always see their name like at the bottom when I'm going through the scores on Saturdays.
You always see Oberlin.
I think I can remember seeing Oberlin in there.
It's not a very well-known football team, but no. they do their best.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean, I went to Glendale Community College.
Nice.
That was my claim to fame.
Where's Glendale?
Glendale is north of Los Angeles. It's like 10 miles north of LA.
Oh, that's a nice spot.
No, it's not. They have swastikas on the lampposts.
Oh.
Yeah, they were one of the first sundown towns in the country, which that meant if you were anybody with dark skin color, after sundown, it was against the law to be in public. You would be put in jail. Yeah, I lived in a horrible city. I was called a Jew, and I'd have kids throw pennies at me with their parents in the car.
Are you Jewish?
I am. Well, I'm not religiously, but my father's Jewish. My mom was Catholic, and we celebrated Christmas and Hanukkah. Yeah, it was just a very angry city. Yeah.
So I was trying to gauge the story, like if you were Jewish, they were insulting you as an epithet, or if you weren't Jewish and they were just throwing that up, like I just couldn't figure out.
No, it was totally anti-Semitism. It was, it was fun.
Well, I'm glad you made it out.
I got to learn, how it is to be a minority at some point, but not really a full minority. I mean, at the end of the day, it was still a privilege.
We could have 2 hours of conversation about this.
Oh yeah, I could keep going for days. Yeah, but let's move on away from Glendale, California. So you've started to do open mics in Cleveland. When did you decide, Portland? Let's give you a try. It didn't seem like, oh man, it wasn't your happiest moment.
Well, having lived here for a while now, it's very different than how I guess I envisioned it. But I had graduated college. I had spent about a year doing comedy in Cleveland and working on getting some money up so that I could leave. And I had a friend whose parents were going to let us crash in some spare rooms they had so we could get on our feet here, which was the only way I could have afforded to move. And I'm from such a small town that I'd never ridden a public bus before. We took the train into Cleveland maybe twice a year for special occasions.
Oh man.
So I wanted to try like a smaller city and see what it was like, and so I chose Portland. And
It's like you're Moscow on the Hudson. I don't know if you've ever heard.
No, what's that?
I'm old. That's an old Robin Williams movie where he plays a Russian who comes to America and experiences everything for the first
really,
time. Yeah.
Moscow on the Hudson.
Oh, great movie. Yeah, I'm really old. I'll write it down for you.
Thank
I'll send you a link.
How you're not? You're not so old. I want to comfort you.
And don't try and comfort me. It's okay. I'm just, I'm old. I'm 39. I've lived. I've seen it all. There's gonna be people watching this saying, "Fucking 39. Shut the fuck up. You're young, you stupid ass. 90-year-old. I'm sitting here shitting my pants, and you're talking." I apologize to anybody over the age of 39. You're young at heart, I'm sure. Yeah. Again, train derailed. Open mics in Portland. You get to Portland, I don't think you even got to, you decided to come here.
Oh yeah, I decided to come here. It was fun.
How long ago was this?
3 years ago, I think. I want to say 3 years ago, yeah.
Nice. And do you remember like the first mic you ever did in Portland, or?
I think I'd come for a week before.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to different cities and seeing what the comedy like. Oh, sorry, I got to.
It's all good. Hey, we're doing this early in the afternoon, so.
Early in the afternoon.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm a stoner, right?
Yeah.
I grow weed for a living, so I usually sleep till noon. That's what I do.
That's a good deal.
It's alright. It's decent.
Yeah.
It works. Can't complain.
It's nice that you got what prop was it? The whatever is legalized?
Yeah, I don't know what the prop was. I just know it's legal. That's still, yeah. Nothing's changed for me. It's the same thing.
Same life.
Same life.
A little less fear involved.
A little less fear, a little less profit. That's what's going on with the legalization.
Is it a fine trade-off? What's that like?
Some kind of animal just flew by. This is live TV. This is great.
Is it live? What's going on?
No, it's just I don't edit the actual
just goes
program.
straight to
Well, I mean, I'll add a couple things in the front and at the end, but the middle is just going to be left alone. I don't know what's going on right now. I have horrible ADD. Yeah, back to you. Stop trying to make this about me. I don't know what's going on here. How you keep switching this, or is it just me and my narcissism? So you said you came here. You did a little 1 week visit. Do you remember any of the mics or someone you might have met or saw do comedy that memorable?
I did the Brody.
Brody, was Anatoly still hosting it there? Or?
No, I don't remember who was hosting.
Tom Johnson probably was still there.
Well, Tom Johnson, he's still there, right?
Yeah, he's still the head there.
Tom Johnson was there. Anatoly wasn't hosting it. I think there was the Tiger Room. Does that ring
The
a bell?
Tiger Room, no.
There was a mic at the Tiger Room. I think it's right off. It's up this way. The one-way street that heads up toward the Burns House at 12th.
I'm not good with this.
Wherever the Jolly Roger is.
Oh yeah, you're right here.
Yeah. It's like a ways up that same road. I think there was a mic there for a while. It's no longer around. The Boiler Room was really popping. I don't say that.
Oh, man, it was pop. That is like 1997 right there.
I don't know where they came
from. That
from.
was good.
The Boiler Room was really happening, and that was a good time. The Red Room out what is it called? East 82nd? Whatever. Past 82nd. I don't
go past there. Yeah, that's dangerous territory. That's no.
It's good mics. I just haven't. I bike or I bus, so I can't get. And like they were doing a thing where they would give you like 7 minutes, which for an open micer is amazing.
Oh, it's a great time.
But to have to watch is a little tricky.
Oh yeah.
And it's fun because like you get to hang out, you get to see everybody, you get to watch your friends stretch their limits, but they go until the bar closes, and then it's difficult to get back. For me at least. But if you have a car, or if you're looking to check out something, I know there's a lot of talk in Portland specifically about a lack of diversity in the scene. But I think if you are willing to go out of your way, which I don't think is unfair, to ask of people who are interested in diversifying a place that they gentrify.
Yeah.
You can go out to that area and see a lot of comics that don't have a lot of chance or opportunity to come here.
Absolutely. No, I've been doing a ton of mics, Foster Pala area with Matt Steiner. He's got a great diverse group of comedians who he puts on his shows. And then Duff's with, is it Hijinks? No. Yeah, Hijinks.
Is it Hijinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's been a great open mic I've been going to recently that, man, I mean, it seems diverse when you go there.
Yeah.
It's the only place in all of Portland, yeah. No, it used to be diverse 8 years ago when I moved here, well, at least where I lived in North Portland, right off of Fremont and MLK. Yeah, gentrification has hit hard.
I'm still in Northeast, and it's slowly starting to fade away, but I really appreciate living in Northeast whenever I cross Burnside.
I agree with you. No, my mom lives up in Vancouver, and I live in Southwest, and so I get to see all the different areas, and you know, it's kind of disappointing.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I don't find any diversity anymore in Portland. I just feel like it's all white. It's just all white people.
What does that make? Like, how you coming from?
I grew up, you know, in a city that was predominantly Middle Eastern and heavy Latino population. I love being able to eat multiple, you know, realms of food, which you can still do here. There's tons of different cultures, but it's just, I don't know, it's very white. It's very white.
Is this Glendale, the place with the Middle Eastern and Latino population?
Yes, yeah.
But also with the sundowner laws and the...
That was in the beginning, before 1995, let's say, or even like 1990, it was all white. And there was this huge influx of the Armenians coming from Armenia during the late 80s, early 90s. We had an Armenian governor, Duke Magian in California. This is getting crazy. Anyway,
no, this is great.
They came in droves to Southern California, the Armenians, and great people. Just took me in as family. They call me an America High, which is like an honorary Armenian. And great people, but the city all of a sudden changed, and I saw all my white friends disappear slowly, move away, and go to Utah, go to Colorado, go to Idaho, wherever they could to escape
the
persecution of Armenians moving into their... I'm going to tell you a crazy story. My city, Glendale, you poor bastards. They outlawed soccer at the parks. They decided that they were going to outlaw the sport of soccer. Just soccer at their parks and barbecues.
Were there no bigger issues?
No, because the Armenians were doing barbecues and playing soccer on the weekends at the parks, and the white people were like, how can we keep them out of our parks?
I don't want these minority groups coming in recreationally enjoying themselves.
It was so sad to watch, and it wasn't sad to watch my white friends leave. They were all bigots and idiots anyway. So it worked out for the best. And Armenians, great people, hardest working people, just great family oriented and great food. Oh man. So I have a problem when I see a lot of white people. I am very racist towards white people, and it's not, I don't go out of my way to be racist, it just happens. I've had some bad experiences.
Well, who hasn't?
I know.
Well, what's it been like? I mean, it sounds like Glendale when you were growing up was like...
Am I really sitting here, a white guy, complaining about my issues growing up?
No,
I mean, this is good.
That's not how I'm taking it.
I'm taking it like that. Holy shit, I have a piece of work.
You're not sure what the right terminology is, but you grow up as a white minority in this place where there's not a lot of acceptance, and then you see that slowly be replaced by more diversity as ethnic groups kind of move into and flourish in a location, and then you move to Portland, which is North Portland, which is a place known for having a degree of diversity that is no longer present. Yeah. And so you watched, in one way or another, to some regard, the reverse happen. What has that been like? I mean, I'm assuming it's 1 to 15, and then from 30 to 39.
I don't know, but it bothers me. Like I said, I mean, everywhere I go, every place I seem to be in, it's just, there's no diversity. It's just all white people. It's just the way it goes. But at the same time, you know, there is a community. You can find diversity if you look for it and go out there. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, is it really that big of a deal to me? I mean, do I really notice it that much? I'll be honest, I probably don't. But
if you notice it at all, though, it's
No,
a lot.
it's totally changed, and I think the energy in the city is slowly changing. Just more money is moving into town, and and they're pushing more people out, and it's this way. I think across the country, though. I think anywhere you go, I feel like the poor, the middle class, are still being pushed out of the nice areas. Everything's trying to boost their rent. That's the game these days, is more profit.
Are you seeing as minority groups are removed from parts of the city? Are you seeing the same explicitly hateful attitudes you saw in Glendale early on, or are you seeing?
Yeah, no, I see a
Really?
lot of angry middle-aged people driving around, pissed off on their cell phones. I feel the energy is changing more to a busy. Everybody's in a rush to get where they need to be because traffic now in Portland is chaos. I mean, compared to 7 years ago, it's insane. And I think it's just people are slowly losing that free time that they had, and they're having to work more hours to make the rents that have been raised. And I think people just in general are pissed off, and it's not a sign of the government or the economy or anything like that. It's just traffic. It's just traffic. That's all it does. I think that's the main reason.
It all boils down to traffic.
Yeah. Man, we got lost on a tangent here. Jeez.
No, you've been here for 8 years?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing stand-up in Portland?
6 months.
6 months.
Just had my 6-month anniversary.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm addicted. I love it.
Were you going to shows as an audience member before that, or?
No, I was just watching comedy every night. That was every single night. That's all I do. It's just listen to different stand-up, and I've been watching stand-up since I was a little kid. And I always loved it. I always thought, man, I wish someday I could do that. And when I was in 18, I actually wrote a bunch of jokes and had a bit, and just didn't know how to actually do it anywhere. So I kind of gave up the idea, and then 6 months ago I had my midlife crisis, and I was like, let's try this out. So where I am.
It's a pretty solid midlife crisis. There are worse things you could have done.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I didn't get into drugs or any kind of weird, fetishes. No, I stuck with let's write some jokes and just make people moan and groan.
So is that what is it about that appeals to you as a comic, the moan and groan aspect?
It doesn't anymore.
It doesn't anymore.
No. The first few months I was trying to be a shock comic and trying to get a rise out of people, just because I've watched a lot of Sam Kinison and shock comics, David Tell and stuff like that. And I tried that at first, and eventually I saw it doesn't work. You just can't be aggressive if you're not funny. And so I don't know. I don't like the groans. I want people to laugh at the end of the day. I love when someone comes up to me and says you were funny. And so, and I want them to not be a piece of shit too. I don't want the shittiest guy in the crowd saying, "No, you were fucking great, man."
You really have to reevaluate after.
Yeah, no, and I really think, people call it the PC movement, but no, there's people who care about how other people feel. I think that's it's called empathy, I think, and you don't want to, piss off or make people sad in the crowd or just push people away. And so Barbara Holm, who does Curious, and she gets a bad rap for being really strict about her comedy. She I said some bad jokes in her room, and I felt the energy of that. It wasn't funny, and it made me rethink what I was doing. So now I'm more writing stuff about my own life and my own realizations, less one-liners trying to be kitschy. But
do you think that you're 6 months in, which is great. I think that's longer though.
Now you spun this way. You're interviewing me now.
That's
This
great.
is amazing.
There's so much more comfortable.
This is great.
You've been doing it for 6 months, and I feel like this conversation about PC, whatever the word is, has been around for a long time. But I think it seems to be picking up more and more recently, and I think maybe in the Northwest, even more so than other parts of the country. So 6 months in, I feel like I know when I was first doing comedy, it was a lot of this kind of shock humor, a lot of this kind of sexual boasting, because you don't really know what you're doing, and you're trying to
bashing my ex.
These are things that have made my friends laugh when we're drunk, when they try to hear.
Yeah.
So you're going through the motions as a new comic, as an individual of doing stand-up, and you're getting called out for mistakes that I think are much more egregious when someone who's been successful at it falls into those pratfalls. Did that shape your understanding or perception of comedy, or do you think that you would have gotten there anyway just by watching the audience reaction?
I don't know. I think had I gone to the wrong rooms and had people, like what I was doing at first, maybe I would have just bought into it and said, "Oh, this is going to work. I'm going to do this." But I think being able to watch comedians at open mics, see 30 guys in a row doing all sexual humor, doing stuff about their exes, I started to see it's not classy. It just didn't look nice from the outside, and then I started watching my own videos, and that's when I was like, holy shit, I hate that guy who's on stage. Like if I didn't know him, I would want to punch him in the face. And so that's when people started to be real, and they would tell me the truth that I came off like a conservative talk show host in a set, and that would just blow me away. But dude, we're just pushing this. This has turned into my interview, and we're getting like towards the end.
I'm learning so much.
I know. We're getting towards the end of the episode, and so man, you've already given so many tips and really made me think about where I'm at with my comedy. But jeez.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
So it's just from this is probably the most we've ever talked.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely feel like I've learned more about you and where you come from and what you've seen in your life. So I know that you are this whole person with these unique experiences. But right now, from some people I've been speaking to, there's this something in the ether now about white male comics being boring. And I think a lot of that comes from what you're talking about, like 30 in a row talking about fuck this ex-wife,
Same old thing.
But you as a new comic who are realizing things that you've done in the past and not things you want to continue to do, how do you feel that you break out of this another middle-aged white guy stereotype that is, while maybe less painful than the stereotypes put on a woman or a minority on stage, it's still something that people judge you on immediately?
I don't talk about politics anymore. I don't talk about deep issues because I don't feel like I'm smart enough yet to write about those in a way that's funny. It comes off more of the middle-aged white guy, who wants to speak up for the minority, and it just makes me look like a social activist. And my thing recently has just been talking about my life and just my experiences, what I've gone through is more relatable, and it's less offensive, and it's less, I don't know, it's a weird situation because I don't feel like, at the end of the day, I'm not a misogynist, I'm not a racist, I feel like I love everybody, we're all just one people.
You sound like someone who smokes a lot of weed.
I smoke a lot of weed, but no, I think that, man, you got me all, like, white people in general have worn out their welcome. I'm gonna be honest, like, I look around at my family, I've got conservative family who are educated, been to medical school, who say things like, Obama will only be remembered as a black president. Like, just mentally, I see around the country just a lack of just common sense going around, and we've worn out our welcome. We've done some shit that, it's okay. We shouldn't be allowed to talk about certain things right now unless you do it amazingly. You've got to write it in a proper way. And I'm 6 months in. I've got to get better at my writing skills. I've got to be able to polish things to make them funnier. And I don't think it's affected me except to make me more funny, to force me to do stuff outside the box, to talk about, my eating disorders. So yeah, no, I think it is what it is, but I don't feel like I'm being held back at all. Was that the answer? I don't know.
No, I didn't. Yeah, so I didn't mean to imply that you felt that you were being held back. I just wasn't sure how you felt about.
No, I don't. I feel
where
like
your place was in this changing time.
No, I feel like I'm still privileged. I've still got so many extra advantages versus the majority of people around me. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and complain because I can't tell a joke about, whatever it might be. I don't. Cops shooting black kids or whatever. I mean, and you can. I mean, watching Amy Miller, she does it. People are able to do it if they're smart. And that's where I learned my comedy isn't that smart yet. So I'm still, I'm growing. I'm getting there. But I don't think it's holding me back. It's caused me to look at my humor to decide who I want as my fans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a big thing for me. And having good people around me. I've got some great comics who are being honest with me. Marcus Coleman, Daniel Martin Austin, and just telling it to me real. Like when if I say a joke that's not funny, they let me know. And so
That's good.
that's been the biggest positive, and I think that's been my biggest help is opening up to allow people to give me feedback. I'm very socially, I'm not good with making friends, and I don't talk to people. I kind of stay on the outside, and they think he's an asshole when I'm just nervous and
I have
shy.
Yeah, I do that same thing, and I feel badly because it hasn't gone away. I keep hoping to age out of it, and so as things are going okay for me right now, but I'm still anxious and afraid, and I feel like instead it's being read as people think I'm too big for them, and it's like, no, I'm just scared of you.
Exactly. No, I mean, it's just we're all humans at the end of the day, and we're we just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still sound like
I do, man. I'm such a hippie. Jesus. Yeah. What a boy.
It's cool. I mean, it sounds like things are going really well for you.
Things are going well, and they're going well for you.
I'm having an okay time, but I remember the things that you're describing going through. I remember were like I still think of as some of the most fun times. Like the realization that the joke you were really proud of is probably not a good joke to be saying.
Oh yeah.
Or that feeling like when you tell a joke that is the right thing to be saying, it finally hits, and it's like the first in a while, or the first you've had, where you're like, this is what I want to do. Like those feelings are always the best and continue to be, and it's rare that you get to sit down with somebody and talking about having felt that. So I'm happy for you,
dude. You completely this is why you're a pro. Being able to flip that interview the way you did right now, like I feel like the star now.
You should. It's your show. You should always feel like the star.
You really have boosted my confidence today and made me feel special. I thank you for that, Curtis.
Hey, back at you, man.
Well, dude, where can we find you? If fans want to get a hold of you and see what you're doing, where can they look you up at?
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtis_Cook, or my website is curtiscookcomedy.com. And then I got a show on every Wednesday at Earthquake Hurricane. You can find information for that at my website and earthquakehurricane.com. December 6th, there'll be a great show called Black Lives Matter. It's a benefit. And then in January 9th at the Dougford, there's a great show with Amy Miller, Enrico Ott, and Baron Vaughn.
Oh boy, that's going to be special.
Show, yeah.
Dude, Curtis, I'm sorry I didn't get into you as much as I wanted to.
No.
You really have opened up my mind to many things. Folks, this has been another amazing episode of Sneaking in the Green Room. Again, thank you, Curtis.
Hey, thank you.
Dude, you're amazing.
It's been a lot of fun.
I wish you the best. Can't wait to see you on Comedy Central and doing huge things in the future.
Hey, back at you, man.
You know it. We'll see you again, folks.